Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be showing you 5 accessories that we agreed to be
Yes,
essential
darling.
for photography. So the first one is the Peak Design Anchor. It's a quick release system for your neck strap or also wrist strap if you prefer using that. So basically how it works, you can easily put on your neck strap just like that, and it can hold it safely. It can hold much more than your camera's weight, so it's pretty safe. Although Peak Design has their own line of straps, you are not limited to that. You can also use different kind of straps. Like me, I'm using this one with flowers because it's cute.
Yeah, or if you don't want to go hippie like she does, then just use something simple like this one. And also, I'm using this kind of setup that I'm using with my backpack because, as you can see on my backpack, I have these little connectors here, which helps me to put these on, put the camera on. It's made out of a dog leash, I'm not joking. And it helps you to keep the weight of the camera on your shoulders counterbalanced by your backpack, so you technically don't feel you have a camera on, which is very handy if you're doing like a long hike or something and you have to carry your camera all day. So the next one is this little multi-tool. It's a photography multi-tool. Basically it has all the necessary Allen keys and a flathead as well. And also this one backs up as a bottle opener if you want to have a beer out there. And also you can just clip it on your backpack, just have it inside. I'm using this one, is from Leo Photo. It came with my tripods, but you can get one from Small Rig. They are all airplane friendly, they don't have any blades. And honestly, when you're out on the field and you need to change a plate or do anything, these tools can save your life.
So the third accessory is anti-filters. Now we all know that anti-filters are normally used outside when you want to achieve long exposure shots, but this is pretty useful to me when I'm doing indoor portraits and I'm using a strobe light. So my lenses are fast lenses. So what I have is f1.4, and the strobe light I'm using right now can't go lower than 132, and that still is overexposing my images. So I can just pop in, let's say, an ND8, and that helps lower my exposure to me to be able to use f1.4.
And basically what we use is the one from the set from KNF Concept. I'm pretty happy with it. They're using the German shot glass, so basically just make sure that you use a brand that's using good quality glass so they don't affect your optical performance. Also, there are variant filters which very rarely we use for videography only. The reason is because they're nothing more but two polarizer filters that turn against each other. So you have the side effects. First of all, polarizing effect, which can affect your skies, can affect your water. It's also with wide angle lenses, they're not uniform, and there's the famous X effect as well. So there are lots of things. And one more thing that's not really known, that Variandis, they don't filter out infrared light. So sometimes if your camera is sensitive just a tiny bit to infrared, it can ruin your whole image. You will have purple skies and things like that. So just use these set static, or I don't even know how to call it, not variable ND filters. So the fourth accessory that we always have on the camera is...
May the fourth be with you all the time.
What? So the next accessory is technically the first thing I'm buying when I get a new camera, and that's an L plate. Basically the reason why I'm doing this because, well... I've been hiking a few times where I had the camera, the lens, the tripod, everything ready, the filters, except the plate. So when I get there, I set up and then, oh dear, how am I putting the camera on the tripod? So completely ruined my whole day. These ones have built-in Arca Swiss plate, which is really good, and not just on the bottom, but on the side as well. So if you want to shoot on portrait setting, you don't need to turn the head. It will sit on top of your tripod, which is more stable. But if you want to take this off, you can. As you can see here, I just have to unscrew this, and this model has this little Allen key built in. It's a magnetic component, and you just take it off, and then it still functions very well, because one of my main problems with Sony cameras that they are just not tall enough for my hands. So when I'm holding them, my pinky used to go under the camera, and that's just uncomfortable for me. And this gives that little extra height that makes holding the camera just perfect. The two brands we're using is one from UURig, and on the A7 IV we use the one from Smorig. These are very well priced. I can recommend these two.
So before we go on the fifth accessory, we're going to be showing you some items that didn't make the cut on 5 essentials for your photography, but I believe that we should still mention it to you because they are useful.
Yeah, the first one is only comes very handy when you're shooting panorama photos, because there you want to turn your camera around the nodal point, which is also called the no parallax point. So this one helps you to move the camera a little back, so the camera is here, so it turns around or very close to the no parallax point. So this, I don't even know how it's called. It's technically a long it's technically a long Arcasis plate with a mount on the back. The second one is this big one. It's technically a long length support, because I have this Tamron 7300, and when it's at 300mm on the tripod, it shakes a lot. So it's not so good, but as you can see, just put it here and turn it on, and there you go. So this will hold the lens. Also very useful when you have like a heavier lens and you don't want to strain on the mount, so this will hold the weight as well. So as you can see, it's a pretty useful tool.
So the next one is this gray card right here. What's borderline essential, because when you're shooting raw, you can always set the white balance on post-process, but when you're doing videography, it's very, very important. You can just take photo of this and set the correct white balance, and as you can see, it is pretty small. You can fit in your pocket easily, and you can also use one of those pop-up gray cards as well. They're small and they can fit in your bag. Very good for traveling.
So our last runner-up is coming from Peak Design, and we couldn't agree on this because I find it essential, she finds it absolutely useless. And this is the capture, which you can attach on your backpack. As you can see it here, you just press this button and then it comes off and it just slides in. You can also use it on a belt or anything for a quick release system. As you can see, you just
there you go.
Clip the camera in. And there you go, and it's saved there. It's not coming off even if you run or jump or hike or whatever. It's basically stops the camera from dangling in front of you. It's just safely here. So I really like this one.
So the fifth and last accessory we have for today's video is not something that you use during the shoot, but rather what you use after the shoot, which is for editing. What I have here is a pen tablet. This is very useful when you're doing editing because you can do a very fine detail with this one as opposed to using a normal mouse, which you have to basically use your wrist and your arm to move. Just imagine writing your name that way. It'll be pretty difficult rather than using a pen just like this one. It's just like writing on a paper pad. And we recommend one that has high DPI and has pressure sensitivity. There's a brand out there called Wacom. They're very good, but the one we're using is called Huion. It's budget friendly and does the job very well.
And another reason to use a pen and tablet is the way you're holding it, because when you're using a mouse, basically you're holding your hand down like this, so all the pressure here on this area, which is called the carpal tunnel, so it can get inflamed, cause the carpal tunnel syndrome, and that's quite painful and it heals very slowly. So that's why it's better to just protect this area. And with the pen, your hand lays on this padded area, so it's much more safe to use. And the same reason why we're using one of these, a trackball, because first of all, you can use one of these gel pads because the trackball itself doesn't move, so it just statically stays there. And the other one, well, to be honest, again, you're using your fingers, so you are able to do much more fine movements. And once you start using trackball and you start get used to it, you don't want to go back for a mouse. It's just so much more convenient, saves the space, and it's just better.
You don't move your arm like that.
Yeah,
it
you
stays
just
on the table.
put it down. I played FPS games with this, and and I was owning some noobs. Yeah, so yeah, I can highly recommend getting one. The one we use is from Deft. It's a Japanese brand.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the best trackball ever, the Microsoft Trackball Explorer, is not made anymore.
So these are all the essential items we use for photography. I hope you guys find this one helpful and find something that you can use for yourself as well.
And leave us a comment below, what is your essential item that you can't live without? And maybe if you get enough suggestions, we'll make a part 2 of this video.
If you still haven't, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and thank you very much for watching. We'll see you guys on our next video.